Hi everybody, in this module we're going to get to know the microbit a little bit and how to program it. Now ideally if you have a microbit device with you, that's great. You don't absolutely need one because in the web-based tool to program the microbit, there's kind of a virtual simulation of a microbit there. Now as you can see from the image on the screen, a microbit has two little buttons on each side. It's got a little screen that has 25 pixels right in the middle, and it has different kinds of sensors on it. It's got a temperature sensor. It's got an accelerometer, such that it knows when it's being shaken or moved, tilted left, right, up, down, etc. It's got a little speaker if you have the version 2 microbit. It's got some little holes towards the bottom of it, which are called general purpose input and output pins, which you can connect other little electronics like lights and motors, and pumps, and all sorts of cool stuff to it if you want to. So there's a lot you can do with this microbit. And our goal here for today is just to get started understanding what it is and how we can write our first program really easily onto it. Hope you enjoy it. Here's our microbit computer. Let's open this up and see what's inside. So what comes in this box is the microbit computer. It includes a couple of buttons, some things to connect to it. Here's the computer chip on the back. We've got a speaker. We've got some other sensors. It's got a little screen with 5 pixels going this way, 5 going that way for a total of 25 pixels. And this is our computer. It's in a static resistance little bag, so it's always good to put that back in the bag when you can at the end. Now, also included in here are a USB cable. This is something that's going to connect your code from your computer that you're coding it on to the microbit itself to transfer the code. Okay? And then what we also have is that this USB cable will also power your microbit computer. But if you need your computer to be kind of wireless away from the computer, this is another power source which can be plugged right in. Comes with a couple of batteries depending on the version that you get. But it's always good to get this little battery holder so that your microbit can be more portable. So now that we see what's inside of here, let's get started with a little coding activity to get familiar with the microbit. To start coding our microbit, we're going to visit the Microsoft MakeCode website, makecode.microbit.org. There are a whole bunch of wonderful free tutorials here, project ideas, lesson plans, videos, etc. We're just going to hop right in and choose New Project. It should be noted that if you use a particular device to code your microbit, that code will kind of stay on the device's browser over a period of time, days and even weeks. In fact, here's something that I started coding a year ago in this same browser. It doesn't transfer browser to browser, but if the student's using the same Chromebook, it should work. So we're going to go to New Project, give it a name. We're going to call this Flashing Heart. There is a tutorial for Flashing Heart, but I kind of like just kind of showing the kids myself. It's a great activity to get them started and show them what the microbit is and what it can do. So the interesting thing to note here is on the right side, this is where our coding blocks that we're going to be using to create the instructions for our computer on what to do are on the right. We've got a whole bunch of different types of blocks we can choose from. And when you select a particular type of block, a whole bunch of blocks choices will open up. You can see there's all sorts of different options there. We're going to stick with the basic for now for our opening project. But what's really cool is there is a virtual microbit on the left side of your screen. So if you don't have enough microbits for every student, it's no problem. They can start coding on their computer. You can start coding on your computer today. And just keep coding and saving your code. And then when you do come across a real microbit, you can transfer that code onto the microbit. But this little simulator here will give you the option to see kind of what it'll look like and run your program after you've created it. So in this particular activity, what we're going to do is we want to activate the screen or the LED lights on our computer screen to be able to show to light up to show a heart. And in fact, we're going to make a flashing heart. So it's going to flash a full heart and then just flash an outline of a heart. And we're just going to repeat that forever. Okay, so we start over here on our screen and we're just going to drag some blocks in the forever loop. And because we just want, when we start our program, we just want this heart to run forever and ever. Okay, so what we're going to do is find in the basic section, show LEDs. Now, do you notice that there's a little notch in the top and bottom of these blocks that line up with some of the loop blocks inside here? These kind of connect really nicely. In fact, there's a little kind of a snapping sound that you'll hear when you put this in. And so I'm just going to select which LEDs I want to light up. You can just go ahead and click with your mouse on which particular LEDs you want to light up. And we're going to make a full heart. So that is our full heart. And if I were to run this program right now, to check it out, look on the left side to our virtual microbit, you can see a full heart. Now we want a flashing heart, okay? So what we're going to do is get another exact same type of block, and we're going to drag it right below, and we're just going to make the outline this time and not fill it in. And what that will give the appearance of is that we are making a flashing heart. So if we don't do anything else, what we'll see start to run, you can see how it's flashing on the screen because it's going from one into the other. And how many times does it do it? This loop? Well, forever, because we're in the forever loop block. Okay, so that is how to create the code. Now the next step is getting this onto our microbit. Here's how it works. All right, so we use the make code editor to create our flashing heart code. And we see it on the virtual microbit. We know it's going to work. So now it's just a matter of getting it onto our actual microbit. So how we do that is if you look at your microbit and you tip it up on its edge here, you'll see a little place where this small end of the micro USB can connect onto our microbit. The other end of that USB connects to your computer. And that is how we can connect this code to our microbit. So let's just plug it in. And once it's plugged in, you can even see some lights on the back of the microbit. We've got power now from the computer, and we can now transfer our code. So let's look up on the screen in the upper right-hand corner to the little gear that says More. Give it a click and choose Connect Device. This is going to connect our web browser with our device right here. So it's giving us some instructions. Put the USB cable in your laptop or Chromebook, connect the other end to your microbit. We hit next, and then our browser is going to give us a little notification. Aha, there it is. See where it says BBC microbit? Click on it. That's our device and choose connect. And it will connect. There it is. Give us a confirmation message. Now we are connected. All we need to do now is hit the download button, and our code will be automatically transferred through that cable onto the microbit. And as soon as it is, it's going to start the program on our microbit. So we'll just wait for it for a little bit. And voila. It will get the confirmation message on our screen saying it was downloaded. And check it out. Look at our real microbit. There is our code. So before we go, and you can stop right now if you want to, but I have a challenge for you. Can you make any changes to this code that would do something different? Let me give you a hint. Let's take a look at this device right here. You've got a couple of different options. We've got this screen, this output screen of 25 pixels here. We've got 2 buttons, an A and a B. And if you have the Microbit version 2, this logo is sort of a touch button as well. It also has an accelerometer, which means you can shake it and it will register that kind of movement. So pause for a moment and think about what could we do to change this code in some way? Well, one of the things we could do is a different option for the LEDs that are showing on here. And if you'll check this out, under Basic, we have right in here, Show Icon. So there are some preset ones. Check it out. If we drag it in here and hit the down arrow, look at all the different preset things that we can bring up on this LED screen if you don't want to have to create it on your own. So you could put one additional type of pattern on here if you wanted to. Let's do this one of a person. So we could put that on here. We could take some of these out. We also have some different input options. For example, remember those A and B buttons? We have on one of the buttons, on a shake. Okay, these pins right here on the bottom, we're going to come to those in a future tutorial, so we'll leave those alone for now. But why don't we try one of these two, on shake or on one of the buttons. I'll try the button one. Let's see if you can figure it out. Pause this video and try it out. Okay, you tried it out on your own, and here's how I would do it. You take this on button, and you see the little arrow in here. Some of these little code buttons in here have options for if that you can change different elements in here. So we could have A or B or A and B, both of them. So I'm just going to leave it as button A pressed. So instead of it being a forever loop, I'm going to take this whole bit right here and I'm going to put it inside the on button A pressed. All of these things are going to happen. Okay? In fact, I might just take this second part out of here. And if you ever need to throw away any blocks, you can just drag it right back in the middle to where these blocks are. You see the trash can? All right, so now I've changed 2 things. On button A press, it's going to show this icon. You ready to hit the download button and transfer it over? It's already paired. We don't have to do anything else. Just hit download. All right, it says it's downloaded. Should we give it a try? Okay, let's go to press our A button, and there it is. It worked. So we've changed some things. So there's a very basic program you can get started with, and you can play around with this. It's a good way to learn is just by tinkering around with it. So if you don't want to just go with the forever or on start, then you can. On start means it's just going to automatically happen once. Forever means it's just going to keep doing it over and over and over again. Okay. Try some of these input ones like the button or the shake. Okay. And there are other ones you can play around with. We'll cover a couple more in a future tutorial, but that's it. You've done it. You've created your first program and you've put it onto your microbit. And that's really, doesn't get any harder than that, really. You can build on that and do more things, but it's not that hard to do. Thanks a lot.